alone. I don't even know why I'm writing this. I can post this in a million different places. It will not matter. There's still nobody there to read it. Nobody left to hear my story. Yet, this might be my last chance to do this. So I will. The feeling won't go away. They're watching me. They're watching, and they're getting closer every second. They can feel my terror, and I know they're enjoying it. It has been about 4 months since everyone disappeared, and I mean everyone. I woke up one morning for school. I immediately noticed the time. School started 3 hours ago. Must have just hit the alarm clock, still half asleep, and just fallen back to sleep. It happens to me sometimes. Why my parents hadn't woken me up. They probably just went to work early. The first time I started to notice it was at the station. I usually take the train to school, since it's the fastest way to get there. I hadn't seen anyone on my way to the station though, but I lived in a rather quiet area of town, so going was slow at this time of the day. It happened, so I think much of it. When I arrived at the station, I noticed there was nobody there. It was odd. There should have been at least a few people waiting for this train. Even at this time of the day, I shrugged it off as an exceptionally slow day. It happened sometimes too. I waited for a good while, but the train didn't come. I don't remember how long I stood there, but I grew increasingly frustrated. I decided to walk to school. After all, it was only a 20-minute walk. If I did fast enough. I didn't see anyone on the way to school, nor was there anyone in school. The school building was open though, and it was lit. I still didn't think much of it though. The lessons were on anyways, but the classrooms were empty. Every single classroom in the whole building. Some doors were open, some closed, but there was nobody there. I tried the teacher's lounge, and it was empty. I even recalled the smell of fresh coffee in the room. I tried calling one of my friends to ask what was going on. No answer. The phone rang, but there just wasn't any answer. I tried another. Same thing. I ended up going to the same through every single person I know from the school. No answer. I rushed to the shopping mall nearby. It was empty. The entire building, normally busy, bursting with life, totally empty. The shops were open, the lights were on, the music was playing, the info on the screens were on. There just wasn't anyone strolling around the mall, searching through the stores, meaning the counters. It was like everyone had vanished entirely. I tried calling my parents. No answer. The whole day I did not see a single living person. The only cars I saw were the parked ones. There were no animals either. Everything was just dead and quiet, but everything still worked. The shops were open, the lights were on, the TVs worked. There just wasn't any program. Even the internet was there. Every site worked. Every classroom was open. There just wasn't anyone there. Stop. I eventually gathered myself. I told myself nobody was coming, and I had to get up and at least eat. And eat I did. I ate everything I could find. Had the date expired or not, I ate it. I ate and ate, and I cried. I was alone. There was no sign anywhere that I'd be a single living person anywhere else in the world. No TV channel showed any program, just the same news screen, and over. Nothing in the internet updated. Nobody ever logged into anywhere. Nobody answered the phone. Yet everything just kept working. The power never went out. The lights were always on. The traffic lights worked. The stores were open. Music played where it had always played. But everything was still empty. I eventually grew accustomed to it. It took a while, but I started going out. At first, I tried visiting friends, looking for people. Anyone I soon gave it up. Before long, I realized that I need more food than what we have at home. I started looting grocery stores, just what I needed at first, then went home and ate it. Before long, I started looting other goodies, candies, drinks. Maybe a month was gone. I had come to terms with my life and the fact that there was nobody else in the world. So I made most of my life. Started having fun. The kind of fun you imagine doing the whole world yourself in one day. I pillaged through every single store I could think of, stole everything I could get my hands on. I slept at beds and furniture stores. I played games in the biggest screens electronic stores had. I broke every fine piece of china I came across. I rampaged through malls, leaving behind a trail of destruction. I missed my old life, but made the best of this one. It was maybe a month ago he appeared. I was relaxing back at home, listening through some albums I had just brought with me from home, when I suddenly heard a strange noise from outside. I can't really describe it. It was like someone called for me. I'm not even sure I really heard it. I just felt it. What I saw outside scared the life out of me. Something. It was the very light form of the air around it. It had no features to be seen, no clothing, no hair, no facial features. It was just a black mass. I somehow knew it was someone, like a man. I couldn't stare directly at it, yet I couldn't take my eyes off it. Every second I stared at it, it came closer, yet it didn't move. Every second I felt, I got dragged closer to it. Yet I stayed where I was. The only feature I could recognize was its eyes. 2 green, shiny dots. I knew were its eyes, because no stare has ever been so piercing, so paralyzing, so dreadful. It felt like the stare itself sucked the very life out of me. It spoke to me, not with words, not with signs or gestures. I just looked at it and I knew what it said. "You're not supposed to be here." I woke up. A day had passed, maybe 2. I can't remember for certain. I woke up screaming, sweating from my own bed. It was a dream. It had to be. I was alone. There was nobody else in the world. How could it have been anything other than a dream? I went on at first. The dream kept bothering me. It felt so real. Was it? No. It couldn't have been. With the days, the memory started to fade. The moment started feeling like more than just more dreamlike. So I thought nothing of it. I even laughed at myself for thinking it was anything else. Yet there was that constant feeling of pressure in the air. It was like a coming storm that never came. Sometimes I barely noticed it. Sometimes I couldn't even think properly because of it. Yet I went on living. Today happened again. The feeling, it called to me. While I was drifting to sleep, it called to me. Told me to come to the window. I was too afraid to move though. Yet still my legs slowly took me there. An unimaginable feeling of dread and despair came over me. Tears flowed through my eyes as my feet unwillingly took me to the window. There was nobody there. The street was empty as always, yet the feeling didn't go away. I felt like there were a million eyes focused on me. They were there. They were staring. They spoke. "We have come for you." That was 2 hours ago. The calling stopped. The staring didn't. I'm writing this now because I know it's the last time I can. They're drawing closer by every second. I'm not even sure why I'm writing this. Maybe there's someone like me in the corner of the world. Maybe someone can read this. I don't care. I have to tell someone. They're here.